All right, welcome back to the big show. My Palacio, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by BAC Group of Companies, Medical Wells Lenders, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, do not forget, fill out the survey if you haven't already. Subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, without further ado, let's give a warm TDH welcome to our guest for the day. We've got Brianna Bull Roach from Beyond Inclusion.
Good morning.
Calm down, audience, calm down.
Good
Yeah,
morning, good morning.
you wonder, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
We're good. We're good.
Good.
I gotta ask, do you have a favorite Disney princess?
It's me. It's me. I'm my favorite Disney princess.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
No, you have to be for the culture, Princess Tiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually upset that I did not know anything about Princess
You
Tiana.
don't know any of it. And now I want to send you all the movies to watch and in what order.
I mean, you all just had me watching Lion King for the first time. I'm not saying your boy just wasn't into TV like that, you know.
That's fine.
But no, before we get into today's conversation, have you seen Lion King, Miss Bullrich?
I have, but I will admit I'm 29 now, and I didn't see it until I was 22. On same thing as you on a flight, and I got crunched by all of my friends for that. But I'm up to date now, so don't crucify me. I
We're
have.
both up to date. We're both up to date. I ain't taking my shame.
I'm just a little shocked. See, but this is why you didn't know a lot of the animals, Jamal. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know for my next when we go to Uganda or Tanzania, wherever we go next. I know. But anyway, Brianna, thank you so much. It's early. Thank you for joining us. Before we get right into the Beyond Inclusion, just tell us a bit about your background and what it is that you do.
Absolutely. So I'm Brianna. My background is primarily in mental health and social services, and I'm actually not the only founder of Beyond Inclusion. There's also Miss Rebecca Lawrence, the one and only. Her background is more so in education and autism studies, and so we've kind of joined together with our areas of expertise to be able to provide the services that Beyond Inclusion does offer. So that's us in a quick nutshell.
And how did it get started? Like, where did the idea come from?
So Rebecca and I met while we were both working for a former employer of ours, and we had in our office this dream board of all of these different things that we just wanted to do. And so a lot of what you actually see us doing at Beyond Inclusion now are things that we have dreamed about for a long time. And I think one day it just clicked for us. We were like, it's really not that hard. Let's just do it. And it can be done. Let's just take a leap of faith and, trust ourselves that we're able to do this. We know what we're doing and we have the passion there for our community and let's just do it. And so we soft launched last year, actually in October. So we're coming up on just over a year of being in existence.
That's amazing. Congratulations to that. 1 year.
1 year, we just got our charity status too. Like, we had been waiting for it for a while, and we finally got it. Obviously, it made a big stink about it. Did like a whole photo shoot, like it was like a baby announcement.
I
We had
saw that.
people on the beach are like, "Congratulations on your baby!" And we're dying laughing. It's like it's not actually a baby, but it's our baby.
That's a big accomplishment. Congrats. So let's go more into Beyond Inclusion. Just tell us a little bit about the services that you guys actually offer.
Yeah, so before I do that, I'll give you an explanation on the name. So we are strong and firm believers. Inclusion is really the bare minimum, guys. Like, we don't believe that anybody gets any special attention or claps or congratulations for being inclusive. That's what we should be. Those are our dues for being a human being on this earth and just being a decent person, right? Like, we should automatically be inclusive and accepting of other individuals. And so Beyond Inclusion came from our belief that we want to go beyond inclusion. It's just as simple as that. And so we noticed that on island there were existing services specifically for educational supports, clinical, therapeutic, even like sports things, that are happening in the area for individuals with support needs. And we were like, but who's doing the fun stuff? And so we were like, we're fun. We're fun people. Let's get out there and offer social events, inclusive and accessible community outings and things like that. We offer life skill sessions, respite services, and then we also do consultations and training and service delivery for those kinds of things as well.
What are respite services?
Respite care. Okay, I'm so glad that you asked. So For example, you may have a family who has an individual with complex, or maybe not even complex, but just support needs in general. And they meet the parents or the guardians, maybe the primary caregivers, and everyone needs a break, right? Because when you give the caregivers a break, it ensures that they're well rested and able to properly provide appropriate and quality care for their individual. And so respite is literally a break from primary caregiving responsibilities. So how we do it, that could look like us coming into the home and doing activities and providing a certain level of engagement for that individual, or we can take them out into the community and do activities with them as well. So it's just giving the primary caregivers a well-deserved break.
That's beautiful. That's really great. Well, okay. So again, you said you're coming up to a year. I remember. I think I read that your first event was actually the trunk and treat.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about what that is?
Absolutely. So, trunk or treat is an inclusive and accessible alternative to trick or treating. And what most people don't realize that there are barriers that exist with that well-known holiday activity that's supposed to be fun. So, for example, if you have an individual who's a wheelchair user, but all of the houses in their neighborhood have steps to get up. Like, how are they going from door to door? Or if you have individuals who may abscond and run away and may not have that safety and danger awareness, and they're kind of just run out into the street. It may not be safe for them to go trick or treating, or individuals who don't use speech as their primary form of communication. There might be that pressure of having to actually say trick or treat to come and get something. And so we created an inclusive and accessible alternative where we have cars that decorate their trunks and themes, and then you dress up to match the theme of your trunk. And it's typically in an enclosed space like a parking lot. So the first year we did it at Linda's Devonshire. This year we did it at Bull's Head. And then individuals, participants of all ages with and without support needs, are able to maneuver from trunk to trunk, collecting treats and sensory items because not everyone is able to consume food orally. So just our fun version. I said that I was my favorite princess because I was actually a passenger princess this year for trunk or treat. That was my costume. So it's a fun time. We look forward to it every year.
That's really sweet. That's cool. Because now, again, I guess this will be the second year that it was completed.
Yes.
So obviously bigger. Nice. So you guys gonna make that thing an annual. That's really sweet. So anything coming up for the holidays, actually, since you did something for Halloween, does people expect something for Christmas?
Yes, and so you'll be hearing about it on our social media in the coming weeks. One of the pieces of feedback that we got from our community was that sometimes we have individuals with support needs who are children or even adults, and one of the, again, holiday experiences that they miss out on is being able to like meet and greet with Santa and have that opportunity to like go and take the photos and do all of those kinds of things. And so we'll be having a holiday event that'll give individuals with support needs the opportunity. They can come and get family photos done for free with like a holiday backdrop. They'll get to meet Santa. There'll be some holiday activities like cookie decorating and things like that that they can participate in. So that's our holiday thing coming up.
Nice.
Can you talk a little bit about the program that you actually did? I think when it came to Beyond Inclusion, Ignite, I believe was the ones that kind of like helped you through it.
Absolutely. We're actually sitting in the podcast studio for Ignite right now. So shout out to Ignite. And I will just put a shameless plug here. Anyone who has an idea, Ignite is where you need to be. They have been extremely pivotal in our entire experience. When we first started Ignite, it was in May or June of this year. And we came in with a totally different idea of what Beyond Inclusion was going to be. And we have completely pivoted to something different. And we feel a lot clearer in our mission and what it is that we'd like to offer the community. And so not only do they provide you with resources, it's guidance, it's everything, and it's all for free. You really can't get that kind of access to the kinds of resources that they provide anywhere else, especially not for free. And so we're grateful to the entire Ignite team and our cohort. Great, gotta shout them out.
All right, real quickly. This is pretty much. I love the idea. I like when people come up with things, but it seems like we haven't touched on something that should be touched on, and it's the ugly stuff. Legislation. I've spoken about my time in working in tourism in particular, and one of the challenges I had in selling Bermuda was that Bermuda was not ADA friendly, which is the American Disability Act. What kind of legislation are you guys looking at and changing? It's great to exist, right, and see these things and try to help from a charitable level. But are you working with the political side, the legislative and policy side, or any plans to do that?
So we have had the privilege of being in spaces where we were able to advocate, at least from our point of view, for different changes and policies and things that should be introduced and upheld. We are aware that there has been a commitment to create a disability act in the recent throne speech. And what I can say is that what we agree with additional protections for this population, right, especially as vulnerable individuals. And I think from our standpoint, we are really excited to see what resources are going to be made available so that those protections can actually exist in a practical kind of way, right? Because we have legislation that are in different acts that exist that it's just not all under one umbrella, I guess I could say. And so we want to make sure that whatever legislation is created and enforced, that there are the resources to then go ahead and back that up.
Indeed. Rosalind Famous. Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Brianna, please send them through. She's asking, do you have initiatives that include persons who don't speak English?
We don't at the moment, but thank you for raising that. We certainly appreciate like feedback of all kinds. It helps us to see outside of our bubble, and I think that's one thing that we are really passionate about. As two, Rebecca and I, two able-bodied individuals, we never want to, just assume, right? And so we include individuals with support needs in our high-level decision making, and that's a great suggestion right there. I don't know exactly how you'd implement it, but it's something to look into for
Indeed.
sure.
We've got Life with Shay says, I absolutely love Beyond Inclusion. And Farah Palacio says, congratulations. Where can people go to learn more, stay in contact with you? And even if they wanted to support, how can people go about doing that?
So we are active on social media. I'd say Instagram is probably our most active place, and that would be at Beyond Inclusion BDA. We also have our website, www.beyondinclusionbda.com, or you can email us. Honestly, we love hearing from you guys. Whenever we get an email, Rebecca and I like, you should see our chat. We'd be like, oh my gosh, someone emailed us. Like, let's get back to them right away because we love engaging with the community. It's always great to hear from you guys on what it is that you believe is needed so that we're just not the ones making these decisions on behalf of a population without including them in that. So
Yeah, I absolutely love that. As I stated before you came in, we have a survey that we put out annually, and your, the organization's name came up quite a few times. That audience wanted to hear from you, and again, we were going through a transition in the background in the summer, so we didn't even realize until we kind of looked at you guys have reached out to us. But this, I say this about a lot of guests, but the show exists for conversations like this because there are a lot of people. I mean, if I asked the audience right now, my hope was a lot of them knew, but audience, let us know, did you know about Beyond Inclusion? Yes or no? Did you know about them? I love this. I love this. I think this
yeah.
is long overdue. You said something about when you went to Ignite, though, that and when you went there, you went in with an idea, you came up with almost a totally different thing. That tells me that you all are not stubborn. It tells me that you're open to, responding to the needs, not just what you want to do, but what's needed. And I think that says a lot about your character.
You have to be though. I mean, it's not about us, and it's so much bigger than us. And again, I think we're just hyper vigilant of the fact that we are two able-bodied individuals,
Mhm.
and yes, we want to advocate for this group and for this population, but we cannot be the loudest voices in the room, right?
Mhm.
That's not how it works, right? And so, like from our board down to our just general meetings, we have individuals with support needs. We listen to the families even if it's just small conversations whenever we have like social outings and we're talking to the parents of these individuals and like, how was your week? Like, how are things? What's going on? And we really do listen. Like we take these conversations to heart and we go back and we have our little founders dinner, almost every week, and we hash out how it is that we're going to respond to the
Mhm.
needs of the community.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Doing awesome things. We've got John Otterbridge, Dr. Jana. Hey, she says, thank you for all the work you do. Any suggestions for the workplace? Hmm.
We love Dr. Jana. I just have to say that. Yes, we do actually. I will say so. We had the privilege of traveling to a conference this past summer that was all about disability inclusion in the workplace, and it was by an organization called the Association of People Supporting Employment First, and the whole movement of Employment First is the idea and the notion that individuals with support needs should have access to meaningful work, living wages, and the opportunities to advance in their career. So yes, we definitely have suggestions for the workplace. I would say please reach out to us about those. That's one of the areas that we're actively working towards, being able to provide supportive employment opportunities for this population. So there are always ways to be more inclusive, and they're not as hard as you think. So reach out to us for sure.
I like that part. It's not as hard as we think.
It really isn't.
Just repeat for Life with Jay, asking how can we donate? I would love to support your mission.
Yes, you can donate to us now that we're officially a registered charity. We do have donation details. We'll go ahead and pop them up on our website. Thank you for that reminder, because it's new. So we will make sure that those are populated up by the end of today. But if other than that, you can always email us and let us know what exactly you'd like to donate to. I know we have a couple initiatives coming up. One of them is actually Ramp It Up. We have a collaboration going on with the Ministry of Youth, Social Development, and Seniors and Pay a Kid. And so that'll be Beyond Inclusion, providing portable wheelchair ramps for free to businesses, local businesses in Bermuda, to help increase their physical accessibility so that individuals who are wheelchair users are able to go out to eat at this restaurant that just has a couple steps that is otherwise, it's inaccessible. But if you've got a ramp in there, then they can go and have fun, or they can shop at their favorite place. So that's something that you could donate to if you would like. We also have, for the UN International Day of Persons with Disabilities, we'll be doing a movie screening of a new movie that's coming out, and that'll be free. But you can donate to that as well. But there are a bunch of things: our sessions, our outings, our life skills, respite care. If there's an area that kind of touches your heart, we'd be happy to give you more information on it if you would like to donate.
Indeed, thank you. And I did ask, had anyone in the audience, heard of Beyond Inclusion today? So thankfully, Charlie and Charlie said yes. Rosalind Famous said no. Alison Bassett said yes. Karen Simmons said yes. Manuela Jones said no. Rob Palacio said no, but I love it. This is beautiful and it's opening my mind for what is needed on island. Suzanne Ingham said no, never heard of it. Can you put the info in the chat, please? Which we did, so you can see the info. BeyondInclusionBDA.com. So, Brianna, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
this conversation.
Brilliant.
I'm saying, don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. If there's anything that we can do to keep the messages flowing in the hearts and minds of our audience, we will definitely do that. And Maya is a friend of your organization as well. So if you need something quick in our news, or just our social media, or our newsletter, which may not happen, or our membership on YouTube, let us know. But thank you for your time. Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.
Thank you.
Have a great Monday.
As well.
Thank
All
you.
right, Brianna Ball Roach, folks. Hey, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share that conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. I absolutely loved everything about that conversation. I'll share a bit more after this final break. Don't go anywhere. But in the meantime, if you haven't done the survey, do the survey. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like, and we'll be back in